I would just like to take a minute to talk about the sponsor of today's video, the Kado Electric Yarn Winder. The lovely people over at Kado sent me the electric yarn winder to have a go with, which I thought was a really good idea because I do often find winding beautiful hand-dyed skeins a little bit stressful, and so anything that can make it easier would be very helpful. So I followed all of the instructions, which were really easy to follow, very well written out for setting it all up and threading it up. Had absolutely no issue. I tied it on as they suggested, so it was nice and secure, and then I just pressed go and it started skeins up my yarn. I really enjoyed using this winder. It was so relaxing and easy to use, and I didn't have to use my husband to help me, which I normally always do, and we often end up arguing because it always gets knotted up. It was just a much nicer, more relaxing process. Thank you so much to Kado for sponsoring this video, and I cannot wait to cake up more of my yarns. Hello everybody, good morning. It is Friday. I don't actually know the date. I think it's the 17th or 18th maybe of October. Yes, hello. I thought it would be nice to do a sort of slow, relaxed October weekend vlog because I've got a few nice things I'm doing this weekend. We're staying at home for the first time in absolutely ages, which is really nice because we've been so busy with selling the house and buying another house that it's just nice to have a bit of home time. I need to tidy up the garden. I picked a load of elderberries at the end of August, beginning of September, and they've been sat in the freezer. I really need to turn them into elderberry syrup, so I'd like to do that this weekend. I also have a ton of raspberries from the garden and some lemons, and I wondered whether I might try my hand at making some raspberry and lemon cordial, but we'll see. We'll see if we get round to that. I've just been prepping some focaccia, some sourdough focaccia, which is my first time making this. I normally make just a normal sourdough loaf, but I thought I would mix it up a bit. Now that I sort of feel a bit more like I know what I'm doing with sourdough, I thought it might be nice to try some new recipes. So you probably would have seen some shots in the introduction to this video of me popping that in the tray. I made that up yesterday and it's been sat out for 24 hours growing. I can't believe how much it's grown. It like bubbled up and looks amazing, so I'm hoping that's quite successful. We've got some nice rosemary in the garden, so it'll be rosemary and olive oil on that, and then we'll have it with lunch. I don't know what else we're having for lunch, but we'll figure that out. But yeah, Fridays are fairly sort of like chilled at home days. I work in the morning, as does my husband, and then in the afternoon we clean and tidy the house and do the washing and just do all the general like life admin because my husband has Friday afternoons off. That's always worked really well for us. So I obviously won't be showing too much of me running around cleaning the house because that's not very interesting. But yeah, I've got lots of knitting projects on the go. I've got a dress that I just need to hem the cuffs and hem the skirt, so I'm hoping to do that today. And then, as I say, over the weekend making syrups and doing some gardening bits and stuff, so that all should be really fun. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I am probably going to be makeupless most of the time. It's going to be one of those vlogs, very relaxed. I'm wearing this little me-made dress. Unfortunately, this collar is so wide. I've spoken about this before. When I did the like makes video last year, it's so wide that it just sort of sits like this, but it's such a comfy dress. It's such an easy, lovely dress that I love to wear this time of year because it's the perfect colour, and it's just like wearing a giant t-shirt. So yeah, I need to do some writing, so that's what I'm going to get on with now. I need to write 1,000 words a day for my book, so I'm going to sit down and get that done for today, and then yeah, I'm going to just be doing some like house jobs and bits and bobs. I might get a chance actually before I start all of that to just weave in the ends on my jumper because I really want to block my jumper today, so I want to kind of get that done earlier rather than waiting until this evening whilst I'm like watching an episode of something. So I'll probably give you a little look at my jumper and how it's going now. It's sewn up and the collar just needs casting off. So yeah, I'll show you that in a bit. But yeah, I'm just going to do some writing for now. have finished. Oh, the sun suddenly come out and is like shining really brightly on me. I hope that's not too bright for you. So I'll maybe just move. Classic. So yeah, I finished my writing. I got my 1,000 words done, which means I have finished chapter 3 as well, which is great. So I'm about 17,000 words in. It's going to be about 50,000. So sorry about Pearl. She's really grumpy today and I'm not really sure why. I've taken her on a walk. I've given her little sausage snacks. Like, I'm just not sure what the situation is right now. Why is she so grumpy? Anyway, I thought I would show you my jumper. Oh, hang on a minute. So as you can see, which is the front and which is the back? This is the front, I think. Let me just, I'm gonna have to put like a thread. I often put a thread in the back of the collar so that I can tell. I mean, I could sew a label in, I guess, but I never do that. So this is the front. I absolutely love it. I'm really pleased with it. It's very, like, I find this with cables, I don't really know like how to call it, it's like spongy, you know, it's quite thick. Because obviously the cables all go over each other, so it's almost like double layered, so it feels quite springy and quite spongy. This is the second cable jumper I've done in an alpaca wool yarn. This is the Mode at Rowan alpaca wool that they released this year. It's a brand new yarn, but last year I knit my husband the Moby sweater in Drops Lima, which is the same. It's like a 50% alpaca, 50% wool. Actually, I don't think Drops, I think it's 35% alpaca and 65% wool. This is a 50-50 split. It's in this lovely, lovely green colour, which I think is showing up quite true to colour in the camera. I'm just looking at it. But yeah, I'm really loving it. It's been a bit of a slog because I had to go down a couple of needle sizes to get gauge. And yeah, it's been quite small needles to work with, and yeah, it's just gorgeous. I love working cables, but it's just like the same repetitive cables again and again and again all the way up, moss stitch, and the same on the sleeves. So I sort of got to the final sleeve and was like, oh, I'm ready to like be done. You know, you get to that point with projects. I'm ready to work, I think, on a few smaller things. I've got some smaller things that I want to do over October and November. So yeah, at this point the pattern says to cast off the collar, which I think I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to follow the pattern, but I am kind of tempted to keep going and to do a double folded collar because I really love that look. I did that on my husband's Moby sweater, that's in the pattern, just because I think it looks really, really nice, and it's really quite cozy as well on the neck. But I don't know, I don't want to do like another 4 centimeters of ribbing and then find that actually it doesn't work as well as I think it's going to. So yeah, I can't decide what to do, whether to just cast off now and sew in all my ends and then I can block it, or to like keep going for a little bit and try and do a double folded collar. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do now for a little bit because yeah, I wouldn't normally sit down and knit in the morning, but I just really want to get this blocked so that I can wear it. It's actually quite warm at the moment. It's like we've had a, like, what do they call it, like a southerly wind or something has been blowing through England, so it is now like 16 degrees or something. It's like the 17th of October and it's 16 degrees or whatever it is, the 18th of October, which is really warm, and that's lasting all of next week as well, and then I think it's going to go colder again. So I think once it's going like sort of 11, 12, it'll be cold enough to wear this because it's really warm and thick. So yeah, I'm really excited to get to wear this, really excited to block it and see what it looks like. I might try it on for you guys later before I block it, once I've decided what on earth I'm doing with the collar. Hi guys, so please excuse the mess behind me. I'm changing the bed soon, so I've just sort of left it as a complete tip. I've just put the jumper on. Obviously it really needs blocking, and I haven't tied in all my ends yet, but I just wanted to try it on. It's looking pretty good. I'm happy with the sleeve length, so I'm hoping it doesn't stretch too much when I block it. Now the collar, oh, you can't actually see. The collar, I have done a stretchy bind off because it's quite a small head hole, and my issue with the stretchy bind off is that it just looks quite messy. When you block it, it does look a little bit better, but it does look quite messy, and so I just really don't know, because I'm like, it's supposed to be quite a high neck anyway, so this is where it's supposed to end. So the question is like, do I do a double folded, because I just think it's a much neater edge. It feels quite stretchy around here, because obviously when you do a double folded it can get quite tight in there, so I just think that that might be a neater finish. I think that as much as like this will block flatter, I just don't think it looks that good. So I think unfortunately I'm going to undo all of the casting off that I've just done. Put all the stitches back on, do another 4 centimeters, and then do a double folded collar, because I just think that I will prefer the way that looks. But yeah, this is the current situation. It's got these lovely cables. It's supposed to be a bit more of an oversized sweater, and it's also supposed to be much longer down to the hip, but I've shortened it because I often wear dresses and I've gone for a tighter fit just because that's what I wanted. As I say, I'm expecting it to look a bit neater when it's been blocked. It is quite like a strong cable with that big bit down the arm. It's like, I don't know, it feels a little bit like a sort of Games of Thrones, like, you know, winter. I've actually not only watched one series of Games of Thrones and gave up because it was so miserable and sad. But yeah, it feels a bit kind of like I'm about, like I'm an elf about to go off to war or something in, you know, Rings of Power. But you know, I'm not mad about that look. I think I can cope with that. So yeah, I think the collar will just be neater, so it's going to take a bit of time today, but that's okay. I might just sew in all my ends now and then undo the collar, and yeah, see how I get on. It might mean that it takes a bit longer and I have to block it tomorrow, but that's okay. I'm going to attempt to get this little bit of sewing done, because all I need to do is hem the cuff and hem the bottom of the dress. This is the dress. It is a sort of modified indigo, because I have lengthened the bodice, moved the bust darts down a little bit to better suit my bust. I have shortened the frill. Pearl's come to join in. And I've put a really long skirt on it because I wanted like a midi length autumnal floaty dress. So Pearl's got a lot to say about that. So yeah, I'm just gonna sew that up now. What? What is it? What? I want to go for another walk. so grumpy. Okay, so here is the finished dress. Please ignore this. I've half made the bed because I can't make the double duvet on my own. I need somebody else to help me, it's too big. But yeah, I have hemmed it all. I'm quite pleased with the length of the flutters. I have to say though, I seem to remember these flutters being like a bit more gathered, but when I put, like I followed the indigo pattern, and they're really not that gathered. But they're quite cute. I think it works quite well just having the little short flutter. And basically what I'm trying to decide now is, I think I'm probably going to wear it a bit first, but I'm tempted to open up the side seams and just put a little tie in, which I've seen other people do with the indigo, so like tie in a bow at the back just to like pull it in a tiny bit. But yeah, I might just wear it a bit first. I think I'm probably going to wear it on Sunday to church, so I might see if I can get a little shot of it then, when I've got like my hair looking a bit better. My hair needs a wash right now, so hair and makeup done and things like that, so when that looks a bit better. But yeah, I love this fabric, it's gorgeous. It's from Hey Sew Sister. I bought it last year. It was very difficult to work with. It's very slippy, and it pulls a lot, so you have to be really careful like putting pins in it. I probably should have used clips a lot more than I did. I've had to like undo a few bits that went wrong, and it's left like little holes, which I'm hoping will just wash out. They normally do. But yeah, I think it works. It's quite a bold pattern, and so to put the gathered skirt onto the bodice with that bold pattern, you can obviously, it's quite, I worry that was a bit jarring because you can't really pattern match very easily with gathering, but I think it works. I think I'm happy with it. Yeah, as I say, I'll probably wear it on Sunday and see how I get on. But yeah, I'm gonna keep doing the jobs, make the bed, and catch up with you guys later. Everybody, I hope you guys are doing well. It is the next day now, it's Saturday. I have had quite a lazy morning because I have been very tired because I had quite a rough night with my pain last night. So I didn't get a lot of sleep, so I've had quite a slow, easy morning. We had an early lunch because we basically just skipped breakfast, and then we've just been on a nice walk with Pearl, which I will have shown you because it's a lovely sunny day. And now I'm just hoping to get on with a few of the little bits and bobs I wanted to do around the house. I'd like to make my syrups, I need to do some harvesting in the garden, and I need to block my jumper. I will give you an update on the jumper now. Let me just flip you around and show you. So this is where we're at with the jumper. I did a double folded collar only to find that it was just too tight. I tried really hard to cast it off loosely, but it was just too tight and I couldn't even get my head in because the neck hole is really small because it's a really high neckline. So after all that work, I then had to undo it all and go back to the original of doing a like stretchy bind off to make sure that it is big enough, and I think some of my stitches got a little bit twisted when I was undoing it, so I'm just worried that it looks really messy, but I have sort of tidied it up as best I can, and I'm going to block it now, and I'm really hoping that it just blocks out nicely. If it doesn't, I probably will cut it off and redo it because I've put a lot of work into this jumper and it looks absolutely stunning, and I don't want the collar to sort of like make it not as good. So yeah, I'm just going to block it now and hopefully it will look a lot better once it's blocked. Hello everybody, so my elderberries are on the hob bubbling away for elderberry syrup. I don't think I'm going to make my raspberry cordial today, probably won't make it this weekend because I didn't realise, it's the first time I've made elderberry syrup and raspberry cordial actually, that you need to leave it to strain through a muslin cloth overnight. So I think it'd just be easier to do one at a time rather than having multiple cordials and syrups draining all over our tiny kitchen. I thought I would just catch you guys up on what I'm knitting now that I've finished my jumper. My jumper's currently in the washing machine spinning because yeah, I often, like, sometimes I use the rolling towel technique, but I just thought it would be easier this time just to throw it in the washing machine and have it spin because I'm a bit tired today. So hopefully that's okay. And then I'm going to pin it out. I am working on a little jumper now. So I have been working on this with a young girl from church. She is 11. She wanted to learn to knit. So we've been knitting a jumper together. We've made the back. This is the front. But it's been quite slow progress. We started it in March, so we've been making it for 6 months. So I thought I would just knit on that a little bit, seeing as we did the whole back and the front is basically the same. I thought I might knit the front and maybe one of the sleeves, and then she could help me with the other sleeve. And then we'll basically be done, just to sort of speed things up a little bit, because it'd be nice for her to actually get to wear it this winter. It's in this lovely taupe colour, which I think I just bought a Stylecraft. It's like a wool acrylic mix that could be washed in the washing machine. Obviously being 11 and being one of 4 children, clothes that go in the washing machine are kind of essential. It is a Mode at Rowan pattern. It is called, so I photographed it out of the book. It's from Mode Mini Knits. I have that book, which is actually really, really cute, really lovely book for little girl patterns. I think some of them, let me have a look. I think some of them go up to the age of 12. Yeah, so this starts at 3 and goes up to the age of 12. So you've got quite a lot of sizes to choose from. Oh. So yes, I am going to knit on this. And yeah, I had kind of thought that I would leave it with her, but she has a habit of losing her craft projects. So there was a couple of cardigans that she was doing by herself that she wanted me to help her with, and then she lost them. So I was like, why don't I take care of this so we don't lose it? So yeah, I probably will give her all the needles and stuff and any of the leftover yarn at the end, but I think I'm just going to sit and knit on that. It's quite an easy one because it's just stocking net stitch and it's in a chunky weight, so hopefully it won't take too long to finish the front and get onto a sleeve. And yeah, that'll be a nice relaxing project. I think we're going to watch some TV and chill because it's now it's 4 o'clock, so I think just gonna relax a bit and not do too much and let this elderberry syrup just bubble away in the background. Finished elderberry syrup in an old whiskey bottle. Works quite well though. But yeah, I'm gonna have this with some hot water at some point soon, and definitely give some to Russell because he's had a cold. But yeah, there's my elderberry syrup. This vlog has got quite long, so I'm gonna say goodbye. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.